Evaṃ me sutaṃ ekaṃ samayaṃ bhagavā Savantiyaṃ viharati jetavane anāta pindikaṃ ārāme Atako anyatara devata abhiṅkantaya rantiya abhiṅkantavanna kevalakampaṃ jetavanaṃ obāsenvā yena bhagavate nupasaṅkami Upasaṅkaminvā bhagavantaṃ abhivādenvā ekamantaṃ antāsi ekamantaṃ titākosa devata bhagavantaṃ gātāya anjabāsi Bahudeva manunsaca mangalani acintayam akankamana sontanam brohi mangalamuntamam asevanaca balanam panditanam ca sevana Puja ca pujaniyanam etaṃ mangalamuntamam Patirupadesavaso ca pumbe ca kata punyata Anta samma panidhi ca etaṃ mangalamuntamam Bahu sancanca simpanca vinayo ca susinkito subhasita ca vaca etaṃ mangalamuntamam Mata pitu upanthanam puntadaran sasanggaho Anakula ca kammanta etaṃ mangalamuntamam Dānaṃ ca dhammacariya ca ñātakānaṃ ca saṅgaho Anavanjani kammāni etaṃ mangalamuntamam Ārati virati pāpā manjapā
Namo Buddhaya, and good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma who have just logged in to SJBA Wednesday live Dhamma sharing over SJBA Facebook and YouTube page. Tonight or this evening, Venerable Ariya-dassana will be sharing with us part 5 of his talk. This evening talks on the teachings of all Buddhas. This is in accordance to Dhammapada verse 183 and 184. That is, avoid evil, do good, purify the mind. So before we start, I would like to give a short introduction of Venerable Ariya-dassana for those who are tuning in for the first time. Venerable is no stranger to many who have tuned in regularly for his Dhamma sharing in Hokkien every Thursday morning. And prior to Venerable renunciation, Venerable was doing accounting, company secretarial practice, and insurance. And in 1999, Venerable joined a novitiate program organized by the late Chief Reverend Dr. K. Sri Dhammananda on his 80th birthday. The program had inspired Venerable to pursue more seriously his learning and the practice of the Dhamma. And in 2012, Venerable decided to go to Myanmar to further his practice and there renounce as a bhikkhu. For information, Venerable has just finished or ended his 3 months Vasa or rain retreat in Subang Jaya Buddhist Association. And the Katina robe offering ceremony was organized last Saturday. Venerable is now back in Penang, in Aitam, to his own center called Vimutti Wana. Now, this evening talk is a pre-recorded talk that Bhante did in Subang Jaya Buddhist Association. And there will be another 3 more pre-recorded talks after this to complete the whole, or almost complete the whole series of Venerable talk on the teaching of all the Buddhas. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to type in your comment into the comment box. And Venerable, for information, will try to answer your questions all the way from Penang, okay, his center there. So, Brother Yik, you can now share Bhante's talk.
Okay, Otu. As usual, before we start, if we omit to the triple gem. Buddham Pujemi, Dhammam Pujemi, Sangham Pujemi. Okay, let's do our duty. Pay respect to the triple gem. Today the sun is very bright. The sun is shining on one side. Okay. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami, Tatiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Tatiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Tatiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami. Observe the 5 precepts. Anatipata viramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Adinadana viramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Kamesu Michachara Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Suramiraya Majjapamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Apamanadina Sampadita. Strive on with diligence. Okay, we shall continue with the talk entitled What All the Buddha Taught, avoid evil, do good, and purify the mind. We have covered killing, stealing, sexual misconduct. Yesterday, I read the 4 story everything. Today, a few more. This one is about Mahakala and Chulakala. They are both brothers. One day, they are traveling along. They are businessmen, merchants. One day, they are traveling along the journey from one town to another, and they happen to pass by a place where the Buddha taught the Dhamma. So after hearing the Dhamma, the elder brother Mahakala was very inspired, and immediately he asked the Buddha to ordain him as a Bhikkhu. So Buddha ordained him. Then the younger brother Chulakala, seeing the brother been ordained as a Bhikkhu, and he don't know what to do. Probably he's a bit more not so intelligent. So maybe do business also have to depend on his brother. So he also asked the Buddha to ordain him. So Buddha also ordained him. So after ordaining, this Mahakala was very diligent. He really practiced meditation, practiced how to get rid of greed, hatred, and delusion. So within some time, and he used to practice in the cemetery, cemetery, then meditate on decay, impermanence, non-self, all these things. So within a short time, he became arahantship. Very, very good monk. But his brother Chula Kala is different. Maybe like I say, not so intelligent. So just follow the brother. So this Chula Kala gain nothing. He meditate also, he go and meditate also. I think his mind also keep on wandering, don't know what to do. So one day, they happen to be coming back to the hometown, because they follow the Buddha. The Buddha go where they follow. So they now come back to the hometown, maybe after some time. So the wife of the 2 brothers, at first was Chula Kala, the younger brother. So the wife invite the Buddha and all the disciples to the house for dana, house dana. So Buddha agreed. So what happened is Chula Kala, his wife, they asked Chula Kala to come back first to make everything proper, make sure that the arrangement all are proper. So when Chula Kala reached the house, he has a few wives. All his wives make him change to layman clothes, and he readily changed. And after that, he become a layman. So after Buddha had the meal, so Buddha gave a talk after they gone back. So Chulakala become a layman again. So Mahakala's wife, seeing that, so easy to ask the husband to come back, also went to the Buddha to ask the Buddha to come to the house for house dana. So they asked Mahakala to come back, hoping that they can also convert Mahakala back into real life, into a layman. But Chulakala said, no, you ask my brother, you ask my brother Chulakala, my brother already a layman, you ask him. He is already a monk for so many years and he know how to, what are the proper procedure. You ask them. So, okay. So maybe later. So when the time comes, the Buddha and all the disciples went to Mahakala former house for dana. Then after the dana, they asked Buddha to leave behind Mahakala to give the Anumodana and to give a short Dhamma talk. So Buddha agreed. So went back. Then all the Bhikkhu say, Buddha, how can you let Mahakala stay behind? After the wife also convert him back. Buddha said, never mind. Mahakala is very strong. He is very intent on meditation. Furthermore, he has already attained Arahant. He won't be easily misled to go back to real life already. So, whereas Chulakala is different. Chulakala is so weak in his meditation and practice, easily convert. So Chulakala is like a big tree, maybe like a banana tree, no essence on chop down the tree inside the trunk, no solid one. Whereas Mahakala is like a rock mountain, very strong. So Mahakala later give a Dhamma talk, and they want to the wife want to change him back into real life, make him take off the robe and wear the layman clothes, and he immediately he fly up. He got psychic power. He fly up and went in front of the Buddha. So Mahakala didn't go back into real life, remained as a monk. So you see, the mind is very important. The next one is King Pasanadi of Kosala. This king also got a lot of wives already. So one day, King Pasanadi, he went out to the city, go around maybe to check, to look see the city, to see that everything is in order. Then he saw at the window a beautiful girl. So he immediately fell in love with the girl. So after he go back, he keep on thinking of the girl. So he asked people to find out, to investigate, to check on the girl. So later come back, the people, his I think his army or his minister tell the king that the girl already married. So his husband, the husband is so and so. So the king still very interested in the girl. Probably the girl is too beautiful. So he asked his husband to come and work for him. So when the husband come, he asked the husband to go to a place called to a place about 1 yojana away. 1 yojana is 12 miles, about 20 kilometers. He go to that place to come to bring back a Komoda lotus flower together with some red earth called Arunawati. So I asked the man to go 20 kilometers away on foot because last time horses are all owned by the king. Nobody else can own horses. Only buffalo and cow you can own. Probably this man is too poor to own cow and buffalo. Even cow and buffalo to go to 20 kilometers away, how fast you can go? Maybe we can walk faster than the buffalo. So the next day, the wife prepared. Before that, the king said, you must come back before sunset because I need the flower to bathe. Bad idea, the king. So infatuated with lust. So he asked the husband to go and come back within 1 day. And if you don't come back on time, I will ask the executioner to chop off your head. So that he can marry the wife. Very bad idea. So the next day, the wife prepared for him some lunch and faster go. 20 kilometers, to go on foot 20 kilometers and come back within the same day. Don't know whether can or not. I think like here to Klang like that, about maybe 20 kilometers, or maybe even further than Klang, maybe Pok Klang. Go on foot and come back. And mind you, last time there is no proper road. So the path may be quite difficult to go. Maybe some part you have to cross over river or what, I don't know. So the husband took the food and faster go, since he had to come back on the same day. So along the way, he saw one traveler, nothing to eat, very kesian. So he shared some food with the traveler. So then after that, he continued his journey. So until he reached a river. So he saw in the river there are a lot of fishes. The fishes come near him, like asking for food. So he also very kind-hearted. So he throw some food to the fishes. The fishes eat it up. So he was saying to the guardian spirit of the river, or the naga, or whatever beings that live in the river. Today I've done merit already by sharing food with a traveler and sharing food with a lot of fishes. This good merit I share with you, and may you, if possible, help me to find the Komoda lotus flower and the Arunawati soil. So he said like that, then he's a bit tired already, so he just rest for a short while. So he rest for a short while, and immediately when he opened his eyes, there's an old man in front of him, passing by. And the old man is holding a flower, looking like a lotus. Look like a lotus, with some soil underneath. So he asked the old man, say, uncle, what flower is this? The old man said, the Komoda lotus. Oh, can you sell it to me? The old man said, never mind, here got plenty, you want I can give it to you. And what is this red soil? This Aruvanati soil. Oh, so blessing, a lot of blessing. So he took the flower and thanked the old man. The old man is who? No? Actually, the spirit of the river. He disguised as an old man to help this young man. So the young man faster run home. No? Wow, now because he found the flower already, so happy already, got more energy already. After a short rest, he faster run back. So run back. Actually, not yet sunset, but the king played dirty. The king thought that maybe the young man may have the ability to come back in time for my shower. So I better ask my men to close the city gate. So the men reach the border of the city but cannot go in because the gate allowed. So the king, you see, really planned in the head. So much evil thoughts. He thought that the man didn't come back can execute him the next day and can take the wife for his wife. So what to do? Because the city gate is locked. So he can't go in already. He can't give the flower to the king. He call, so nobody asked to come to answer. Maybe the king already said, don't answer him. If he call, don't answer him. Let him be alone outside. So what to do? After calling for some time, so he just placed the flower on the ground, maybe to plant it. Then he was so sad. So luckily the Jetavana temple nearby. So he went to the Jetavana temple to seek solace from the Buddha. So he spent the night meditating because when you die already, so must do something beneficial. So no choice. So the wife also come and see him. So he meditate. Then what happened in the palace? Meanwhile, the king cannot sleep. Was so excited that the next day he was able to execute the young man and take the wife as his wife. So the whole night he talks about he cannot sleep. One whole night, no sleep at all. Too excited. Then at midnight, he heard very dreadful sound. Dusa so. Actually, Dusa so. He actually, it is the sound of, later I tell you. So he heard the sound Dusa so. Cannot sleep. Keep on repeating. Then the sound only heard one Dusa so. But he keep on repeating in his mind because he's so terrified. The sound really eerie, So he can't sleep. Really can't sleep the whole night. So the next morning he wake up. So he was so tired. Queen Malika asked him, "Did you have a nice sleep?" "Nice sleep. Last night I cannot sleep. I heard this sound Dusa so don't know what is it." Then Queen Malika asked him to go to the Buddha, to maybe Buddha will know what is this. So he went to see the Buddha. So the Buddha explained to him, actually it is a sound of four men. One says do, the next one says do, one says sa, one says na, one says so. Because the man wanted to say one sentence. Because the man is now in hell. Is now in hell. You know the type of hell where it boil all the time like yao cha kueh. So the boy already it will sink down. Then after a long time it will float up again, then sink down again. After a long time it will float up again, it will sink down again. So painful. Just imagine yao cha kueh. Really cha until like that, no? Cannot die on. You cannot breathe, also cannot die on. Probably the pot will be very big. So only a few years come out once a huge pot of oil, burning oil. So he want to say something, but he only say do only. Immediately he fall back into the oil already. No chance to complete the whole thing. The next man also the same. Do sa, also say sa only, drown back into the oil. So the four men just managed to say one syllable instead of one sentence. What they want to say, because in the previous life, they are adulterers. They used to mess around with other people's wife. So now they realize the gravity of adultery. So they say next life, they're not again. So they want to say this next life, but in Pali, but it fall down again. So they are unable to complete one whole sentence. So Buddha explained to the king, it's because of their covetousness for other people's wife. So when the king heard it, King Misara heard it, he was so scared. He said, it's because of my covetousness for other people's wife. That's why I can't sleep. That's why I heard. Luckily, I heard this dreadful sound. He heard the sound already, he cannot sleep. So whole night he didn't sleep. So he realized that committing adultery, very bad karma. So he said, so now I know how long is a night for the unsleepy one, for the sleepy one. So whereas the young man also nearby, he heard what the king said. So he said, now I let you go. I let you go. You can go back to your family and you can continue to work for me, never mind. So you see, messing around with other people's husband or wife, very great bad karma, very great akusala karma. So for those who are thinking of this now, I advise you not to don't mess around with other people's wife. Buddha said there are few category of people you cannot have sexual relationship. One is monk, one is nun, one is underage people, and the other one is those people under the guardianship of other people. So probably those people are mother, so under guardian, maybe uncle or auntie take care. So these sort of people you cannot mess around with. Whereas yesterday one Queen Malika, because he was with a dog, so dog is not people's wife or husband, so not so bad, the bad karma. So this one is really in hell. So I think Queen Malika one is not hell. So the next story is a very unique story, very unique story. In verse 43 of the Dhammapada, about a man called Zoreya. Zoreya actually was a very rich man, and he has 2 sons. He is already married now. So one day he and some friends, they went out to the city, to the countryside for being in a luxurious carriage, something like a caravan like that. So at the moment, this monk Thera Mahakachana, he was adjusting his robe lah. Because sometimes when we go out, our rope can get loosened. So we have to tie, we have to readjust our rope. So I told you like our rope is only one piece of cloth, and just roll here and there. So after some time, especially after Pindapat, because you have to keep on moving, you will get a bit loosened. So the Surya, he managed to see this Mahakachana. And Mahakachana is very fair, very, very handsome, very fair, beautiful features. Then he was just thinking, if only my wife is as beautiful as the Mahakachana, or I can have Mahakachana for my wife. He just think like that only, Think only, He immediately turned into a lady. So he was shocked, Why? Now I'm a lady. So he faster hide himself and he ran away. So he dare not go back to his own house already. Because he's a lady now. He go back to his wife. How? Two ladies. Cannot. So the son, instead of calling father, will be calling mother. So he ran away. And because he is a rich man, he got a very nice ring. He wore a very nice ring, very expensive ring. So he used his ring to pay the carriage man to bring him outside to another place to stay. So the carriage man carry him to another city. So when he reached his city, because he also rich man, so previously he was very handsome, and now he was very beautiful. So on the carriage also got some other traveler, just like a bus, a mini bus like that. So one of the passenger become friend with her. Now it's her already, and later proposed her to be his wife. So later they married. Married, then she got two sons. So later the son also grew up. So for a long time, he stayed in that another part of the city. So one day he managed to recognize a former friend from his own city. Then now, because after some time he also got rid of the shop already. So he just asked, so he just approached the friend. The friend cannot recognize him, but he can recognize his friend and call the friend by the name. So he called him, said that, what happened to this family? Yeah, fine. No, but how come you know me? Of course I know you. Last time I'm so and so. Oh, no wonder that guy disappeared. Actually, then he told him the whole story. Said that because he thought Mahakachana would become will be as beautiful as his wife, or this Mahakachana can be his wife. So he turned into a lady. So he said, no wonder that man disappeared for a long time. So he said, okay you better go and seek forgiveness from Mahakachana. So he went arranged. So the friend arranged for a house dana and invited Mahakachana to come. So offered Mahakachana food. Then at the end, so he presented this. He man or what? She man. She man. So he presented the she man to Mahakachana, and he told Mahakachana the whole story, and he begged Mahakachana for forgiveness. So Mahakachana forgive him, and immediately he turned back into a man. So he was shocked. One lifetime, one body, two person. So he was really shocked. So after that, he want to become a monk, because he did not go back to his family. So he became a monk under Mahakachana, and he practiced diligently. And after some time, he also attained Arahanthood. But before he attained Arahanthood, people get to know of his past. Ask him, you love the son whom you are father, or you love the son when you are mother more? He said, of course, for my own womb, I love more. So after some time, he also got fed up of this question already. People keep on asking him, shy only this type of question. So he practiced diligently. So practice, then become Arahant. So after he attained Arahant, and people ask him the same thing, he say, now I have no attachment to anybody. Okay? So the other monks say, hey, how come you say like that? So they went to ask the Buddha, how come Suraya, he answered me like that? Last time he used to say, the son where he gave birth to, he loved them more than the first two sons when he was a father. He said, of course, Mahakachana is now an Arahant. Or they say, no, this Suraya become Arahant already. So be careful what you think also. Sometimes you see a nun, wow, so beautiful. If the nun become my wife, after you turn to a lady, or if you are a lady, you think, wow, this monk so handsome, become my husband, maybe you turn into a man. I don't know. This sort of thing, this sort of story is a bit peculiar. So one last story for this adultery, this sexual misconduct. One last story from Dhammapada, verse 69. The young man who molested a nun. Okay. Last time in Sravasti, there was a beautiful lady, very sweet girl, very tender, very gentle, very beautiful. A lot of men, prince, rich men, king also come and ask for her hand in marriage, but she refused. Don't know. There are some people who don't like to get married. Even now, there are a lot of ladies who didn't get married. A lot of men also didn't get married. So I don't know why they want to get married. So she refused. So after some time, she got fed up. So many people are coming disturb her. So she become a nun. So become a nun. So she practiced very hard. So after that, she become Arahant. Lady also got Arahant, not only men. Nun also become Arahant. In fact, lay people also can become Arahant. But once you become Arahant, you must ordain already. Because this body, if you remain as a lay person, this body as a layman cannot support you anymore because you are Arahant. Because as a lay person, it's different, the mindset is different. So you must either become if you are a lady, become a nun. If you are a man, become a monk. You must wear robes, no choice. Otherwise, very soon you will pass away. So she practiced meditation very well, and later she became Arahant. So after some time, she moved to a secluded place because as an arahant, they want solitude. They don't want city life. They want solitude. They want loneliness so that they can practice. Nobody come and disturb. Because if you are arahant, you stay in the city, a lot of distraction. Then some more, a lot of people would like to consult you. So this lady, she moved to the countryside called the dark forest. So every day she come out, open the pan, get the rice, food, then go back to practice again. Because as a arahant, as a monk and nun, we have nothing much. Because the lay person, you got a lot of distraction. You got TV, you can go out socially with your friend, can play your game, mahjong, all these things. Monk and nun, we don't get involved with these things. We have no more interest in this thing. What we are interested in is meditation and reading the sutta, that's all. We don't listen to song, don't play music. So we spend most of the time in solitude. So she stay on her own for quite some time. Then one day, the son of her uncle Nanda, Nanda, before she ordained, he already loved her very much, also want to marry her. So even after she become a nun, he keep thinking of her, wanted to marry her. So after found out that she was staying alone, she think a good opportunity. So she come to a place and hide underneath a bed. Because we stay in the kuti, no lock one, because we got nothing to steal. Because as a monk and nun, nothing. But nowadays, got lah. Now I have computer, got handphone, so I have to lock, right? Not because if don't lock also get lost, then we have to find a new one. Because nowadays different. We need, like now I'm giving a talk over the internet. I need to record, so I need a computer to record, and also need a computer to access the internet to send out. So it's different. Unless I want to practice on my own, don't want to care about anything. Don't care about giving Dhamma talk, don't want to share. Just practice on my own. Then I got nothing else. So now we have some possession we have to take care of, because if it's lost, lay people have to buy again. Have to trouble lay people again. So we got no lock one, nothing. Especially if you now you go to those senior monk in Thailand or Myanmar, you go inside the kuti, nothing. So she hide under. So he hide under the bed, and when she came back, when he take because sometimes sweat, you take out one or two pieces of the garment inside your kuti. So when she was taking out some of the garment, Nanda crawled out and raped her. And she shouted to her, "You fool, do not harm me, do not molest me." But because men is usually stronger, managed to overpower and rape her. So later she reported the matter to the Buddha. But we are Buddhists and Hindu different. Hindu, remember, no, Buddhist also. In India, the nun got raped and they killed the nun. I think it's not the nun's fault. But India, I think about a few years ago, came out the newspaper. So the nun was killed. So this one, no. The she was not killed. Buddha was around, so Buddha summoned the king. He was staying in Jetavana at that time. So no, asked King Pasenadi to come. So tell Pasenadi the problem faced by the nun. So only the king agreed to build monastery for the nun to stay. In fact, now the nuns, they have more rules than us. In fact, they are not allowed to stay on their own. They must stay in a monastery where there is at least one senior monk. Of course, they must have a few nuns. A few nuns, then at least one monk, or two monks, one nun, okay. So if one nun only, you need at least two monks, because a monk and a nun cannot be alone together. So in fact, a monk cannot be alone together with a lady, and a nun cannot be alone together with a man also. So must have at least 3 persons. So then the king later built monastery for the nun. So okay, I've finished the story on sexual misconduct. So be very careful. Sometimes the last karma is very important. So the next one is, I've covered 3 already. Avoid killing, avoid stealing, avoid sexual misconduct. So there are 13. Remember I say 10 he was classified under akusala karma, and 3 I found it in Sigalovada Sutta. Sigalovada Sutta is the sutta the Buddha explained to Sigala. So it's called Sigalovada Sutta. Normally the sutta is named after the person the Buddha preached to. So in this instance, the Buddha preached to Sigalo, then it's called Sigalovada Sutta. Sigalovada Sutta. Sometimes the O and the A interchange, because maybe because of the vowels or what. So the next item is telling lies. Telling lies. So it's just like the 7 precepts I say. Initially there was no 5 precepts, 7 precepts. First precept is abstain from killing. Second precept, abstain from stealing. Third precept, abstain from sexual misconduct. Fourth precept, abstain from lying. Fifth precept, abstain from harsh speech. And number 6 precept is abstain from divisive speech. And the 7th precept is abstain from gossip. Probably the speech one, the fourth, the last 3 is a bit more difficult to keep. Because telling lies already very hard to keep. So a lot of people like to gossip, like to say harsh things. The minute they open the mouth, very bad word come out. Some people are so used to word, you stupid, you silly, you idiot. This sort of word very common. Shit. So more difficult to train. And because intoxication will also bring about a lot of bad karma. So that's why later the Buddha introduced intoxication. In fact, formerly monks were also allowed to drink. There's a sutta, a Bhikkhu by the name of Sarakani. He used to drink, always get drunk. When he was okay that time, he very respectful to the Buddha. When he's drunk also, when he's drunk, he can do all sorts of things. Sometimes, there's one time Buddha asked the monk to see, Sarakani, when he's sober, he's okay. Now he's drunk, he can sleep, pointing the feet at me. So when you are drunk and you don't know what you are doing, you are temporary mad. And Sarakani, he attained the first state of sainthood. So that's why probably the consequences. So that's why the Buddha introduced the fifth precept. So don't tell lies. Because if you tell lies, nobody will trust you. A lot of people say, for example, if you tell lies, people say, this person talk must deduct how many percent. Why you tell lie in the first place? You tell lie in the first place because normally you do something wrong, you dare not own up. You're scared of punishment. That's why the Buddha say, Sotapan will not even tell lies. Because he's not scared of punishment already. So you tell lie because of fear of punishment. Or sometimes you want to boast. When you see some people, wow, so enjoying so much thing, sometimes you want to pretend that you are much better than them. So you boast. There are a lot of reasons people tell lies. So better not tell lies. The telling lies, there is one story. You heard of this Chincha? Last time, also in the Jatakatiya, but I didn't print out. This Chincha was a very beautiful girl, very beautiful. So, in fact, she was also a courtesan. So, that during the Buddha's time, after some time, the Buddha became very popular, very famous, and a lot of people support the Buddha and support the Dhamma and support the Sangha. Support the Dhamma by how? Because every time Buddha give the talk, people will believe what the Buddha say. The Buddha never pluck out anything from thin air and say. Always got a reason. So the Buddha's reputation over a short period of time become very popular. And a lot of people want to follow the Buddha. So the other sect, in fact there are 6 other sects popular one. Their support become less, dwindle, because a lot of people shift over to Buddhism. So their support become less and less. Buddha's support become more and more. So eventually they get jealous. They get jealous. So you see, Buddha also, people can get jealous of him. So they call this girl to come, Chincha. They say, now we want to bring ill fame to the Buddha. Every day you go to the monastery where the Buddha stays. And early the next morning, when devotees start to come, you come out. Make them believe that you are having an affair with the Buddha. So Buddha so good, people can accuse him. So every day they pay her some money. So every day Chincha will go to the monastery in the evening. When people want to go back, after listening to the Dhamma talk, they want to go back. Then he will make his appearance, go inside, go and hide. I don't know where he stays, but go and hide inside the temple. So when people ask, why you come so late? He say, hey, like that. Sometimes they say, Buddha lah. So make people believe that she got an affair with the Buddha. So the next day, she will come out when devotee come already. You see, now the one group of devotees come here, come up. He purposely do his hair like very messed up like that, do his hair properly. Hey, what are you thinking? Yeah, don't ask Buddha. So always bluff. So over time, she start to put things in the stomach under her clothes. She put things in the above her stomach to look like she's pregnant. So the pregnancy become bigger and bigger and bigger. So about maybe 8 or 9 months already, when Buddha was giving Dhamma talk, he accused the Buddha, saying, "You only know how to take care of the disciple. This one is so big already, you don't know how to take care." So people also have some misunderstanding. So there were some who left, some who hear Buddha like that. So some left, some remain. Some they are very faithful one. You know that Buddha never do this thing, they remain. So the Buddha's disciple become less and less. So until one day she confronted the Buddha again. "It's so big already, you don't know what to do, don't know what to take care, don't even spend time with me. What if the baby come out?" So what happened was Sakadeva Raja feel that, my seat is very warm. Normally if anything happen on earth affecting holy people, the seat will become warmer. So he see, this girl is threatening the Buddha, accusing the Buddha. So he sent Sakadeva Raja sent out some, according to some stories, sent them rats to bite the chinchas. Because chincha, what he do is he put some plank and some clothes and tie it. So Sakadeva Raja sent down some mice to bite the string so that the thing will fall out. So they bite the thing, then everything fall off. Then people say, all the while have been accusing the Buddha. So they want to beat Chincha. But Buddha said, no, don't beat her. She has to bear the consequence of the bad deeds. No need to do. Let it be natural. So when Chincha left, run away, because no space already, exposed already, trick exposed already, people know already. So she ran out. So run out, she was killed by accident. So I think if by buffalo call her again, because that time no car accident. So either the buffalo call her, or maybe the buffalo truck, the bullock cart ran over her. Then she died. When she died, she was reborn in hell. So don't accuse holy men. There are some monks also got accused because some people are jealous. Various type of jealousy. Sometimes by their own kapia, maybe now cannot, because there are some kapia who want to take care of the monk. Then some kapia also because of corruption, because they take care of the monk a lot of money. Some they also take away. Some they divert some of the fund away. So they also maybe found out already the one the kapia change kapia. So maybe because of that they are jealous. Kapia also got many kind one. Like I heard, at one time one of my teachers, who Agania, she told me my handphone was stolen by my kapia. A monk's handphone also want to steal. That not all people are good one. Even in Myanmar, not all Myanmar are good. Not all are Buddhists. Even though they are Buddhists, there are some also very, very bad ones. Like last time I stayed in, before I stayed in Ariya-dassana, I was in Pulau. I was staying in my friend's orchard, and he employed two Myanmar and one Myanmar lady, 3 of them total. The Myanmar people was trying to chase me out because the Myanmar, one of the guy has killed another Myanmar before and he was arrested. And somehow or other, he got released through some corruption. He was released. So I think my kapia, my kapia told because my kapia was a bit annoyed with me because of something which I refused to bow to the kapia's demand. So she poisoned the kapia's mind, and the kapia give us a lot of problem. Even at one time threatened us, so don't think that all Buddhists and all Myanmar or all Thai are good. No, some are also bad. In life, we cannot generalize everyone. So okay, it's about time already. I see you all another time. Okay, so the next session is question answer time. Okay, sadhu.
Sadhu, 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 Bhante. Thank you very much, Bhante, for sharing those very interesting story from the Dhammapada, as well as from your own personal experience. I believe many of us have the tendency to bad thoughts too, from greeds and lust, from our 5 senses. Looks like we have to watch our thoughts very closely every time to minimize that tendency. Okay, we shall now come to the Q&A, and thank you very much, Bhante, all the way from Penang. Bhante was a bit concerned earlier about trying to take the Q&A from Penang because Bhante's internet line there is very inconsistent and weak. And what happened was we managed to lock in early, and then we tested Bhante's line, and we are able to get Bhante live with us now to do the Q&A. So, Brother Yik, do you have any questions that you want to share from the audience? Okay, Bhante, the question. Bhante, we have the tendency to at times tell white lies so as not to offend or create quarrel with another. So is it right to do so?
Actually, telling white lies is also bad. Whether black or white is also black, also is a lie. Because if people know, people cannot trust you. Really. So no matter it's a white or black, it's still a lie. But if you can learn from Buddha's example, you can if you can avoid, try to avoid it. Remember, the time when Queen Malika passed away. King Bimbisara want to ask where the queen was reborn. So he purposely make the king forget. But of course, we don't have psychic power. We can say maybe can change subject or or you find a way out. But it's not right to tell white, even though white lies.
No. Thank you, Bhante.
Nobody will believe you if you just. Sometimes I know as a doctor, sometimes they found that the patient is very sick or cancer, they not tell the patient, tell something else. Yeah, these are.
Yeah.
I think
That's basically along that line.
senior so try say something else. Oh. Say, oh yeah, yeah, we try our best. We try our best to help you. So I think avoid at all costs. I avoid even though white lies.
Okay. Thank you, Bhante. Venerable. Thinking bad thoughts without taking action, can this create bad karma?
Oh yes, because bad karma can be created by deed, word, and thoughts. It's already creating bad karma. Of course, I think your degree of bad karma will be not that bad lah. Uh,
Mm.
if you think about it and you do it, it'll be worse, lor. So yeah, and the Buddha say mind is the forerunner of all things. So if you already have that bad thoughts in mind, it's already bad karma. Hmm. This
Okay.
is the three door of doing bad karma. Hmm.
Or 3 doors. Okay. Rayik,
Hmm.
okay, if no question, thank you, Bhante, for sharing uh, your insightful answer to those two questions. Uh, I think it may have actually also clarify or give us a better understanding of from those two questions that you have answered. Okay, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, over the last 1 hours, we have all spent our time with a calm, attentive, and peaceful state of mind uh, to listen to the Dhamma sharing by Venerable. And with the merits we have all accumulated, I would like to request Bhante to request Venerable to lead us in the sharing of those merits that we had all accumulated with our loved ones, departed relatives and friends, and also all beings.
Okay. I hope my line won't drop because the initial Unify drop already. Now I go on DG.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Inam no punya bagam. We share this merit with Mata Pitu Nancha, our mother and father, Acharya Nancha, our teachers, Sabha Satanancha, all beings, Sabha Mitanancha, our friends, Sabha Natinancha, our relative, Sabha Pitanancha, all departed beings, Sabha Devanancha, Sabha Jema, and all devas. Inam Imam no punya bagam Sabha Satanam Sabha Sabi Sata Sukhi Hontu. We share these merits with all beings. May all beings obtain a share of these merits. May all beings be well and happy. Idam minya dinam hotu Sukita hontunya tayo. Idam minya dinam hotu Sukita hontunya tayo. Idam minya dinam hotu Sukita hontunya tayo. Let these merits accrue to my departed relatives and friends, and may they be happy. Imina punya kamina Bami bala samagamo Satam samagamo hotu Yavani panapatiya. By the grace of these merits that I have thus acquired, may I never fully follow the foolish, but only the wise and the enlightened one, until final liberation is realized. idam me punyam asawakayam vaham hotu. May these merits of mine lead me to the extinction of all mental defilements. Idam me punyam nibbanasa pachayo hotu. May these merits of mine be a condition to attain enlightenment. Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu. Thank you very much, Venerable. And also thank you to all who had participated throughout this evening session. And before we end, let us put our palm together to pay homage to the Triple Gem. Buddham Pujemi, Dhammam Pujemi, Sangham Pujemi. So we have come to the end of our Wednesday evening Dhamma talk. Please visit us again next Wednesday. And may all of you be well, happy, and peaceful always. Sabbe Sata Sukita Hontu. Good night, everybody.
Bahung sahan semabhinim mitesayudantang ngirimi kelang udita Sasene marang Dana di Dhamma vidhi